right here with all the, that's a current line. So the water is deeper on that side of the line, shallower. And I think the current is still going out on this side, but today the current's not going to play a big factor, but it's going to be going down the course. So it's going to make the upwind legs a little longer, the downwind legs a little shorter, take less time, and it's going to affect the lay lines at the weather mark a tiny bit maybe, making it a little harder to get around the weather mark, but other than that, should not be a big factor. But when you're going out in new venues, you need to look for those current lines. You can see several different current swirls out here. And there we go. Luff in Regatta. So I am sitting right behind the line, about 2 boat lengths sailing distance. And we've got the buildings over here. So I'm going to tell you about where I'm on the line. Now I would get a line sight from outside the line, but I'm actually just going to do it from here. My bow is very, very close to the line right here. And you see the big square block, okay? And that puts us just below the line. Definitely, oh no, that's still almost a boat length. Oh man, current's coming in. I've drifted backwards. What's over? Right there. Do you see how that door is windward of the pin? Then I'm over. And then I'm just going to sit here for a second and watch me move. I've already moved from my right to left. See, I'm lined up there. My bow is over right there. And now my bow is just below the line right there. I don't know if you could tell, but I was drifting. So the current is going from our right to left. It is flooding. Flooding meaning it's going in the bay. So that's what you'd be doing. I'm gonna go around and get the actual line. So I'm gonna do my line sight off the back corner of the race committee boat. Oh wow. Holy smoke, I was way off the line. Yeah, okay. So, that's amazing, isn't it? How I thought I was near the line and I wasn't. So I'm gonna aim for that door. That's what I'm going to aim for. That door at full speed. I'm going to be trying to hit the line at full speed, lined up, lining the pin up with that door. 30 seconds. I'm looking at that door. Puts me below the line. Yeah, 20 seconds. Speed up, slow down. Speed up, slow down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Obviously I would have wanted to be going faster there, but I'm holding the camera and trying to drive. But remember, that one is a safe line. First thing we do is we get line sights so that we know if they change the line. We can check the line sight. And I set a line sight and I set a safe line sight. But now you come by the pin, you got less than 3 minutes, but there is a little current on this buoy actually. And not much. Looking right there, there's a little bit of a tail coming off that sucker. So that's gonna help us. That's gonna hold us back much better though. Look at her angle. The pin is stable. See how he's going more downwind and she was going upwind coming this way. So this end's more upwind. And I wouldn't start right at the pin because why? Why? You should be able to answer that question. Don't be the pin boat on this race, okay? Because the current's pushing you into it. Be a little bit up here. And the other thing you have to remember is the lay line for that buoy moves towards the committee boat. If the current was going upwind, you'd be able to make the pin easy. But since the current's going downwind, the pin is riskier. Race 1, SDAYC Luffin, San Diego Association of Yacht Clubs. All 4 yacht clubs work together here. All the coaches coach all the kids from all the yacht clubs. And Mission Bay, Coronado, Southwestern, San Diego. SDAYC Luffin number 3, I think, for the year. No, 1 for the year or 2, I don't even know. But they're very low pressure events. They're really important to do if you're not already too busy. For the really, really advanced kids, if you're not that busy, you should be doing Luffin. Okay, here we go. Race 1, Southwestern Yacht Club Luff. ILCA 6s. We have Bella here in 8, Maggie in 7286, Celeste in 4985, Vesper in 4180, Luciana in 449, Lorelei in 16. My goodness, oh, Theo's the only boy. 7286 is Theo, the only boy. I think, no, that's Maggie. Where's Theo? We have 1 boy and 6 girls or something? Wow. All clear. Nice start by Lorelei at the other end. Pennant's favored a little bit. Nice start by Theo right here, 0178. Almost our entire laser team. Oh no, not really, but he's a Sabbath sailor. Bella still does Sabbath's little number 8. She's on the 29er Heat National team, number 8. Celeste is Sabbath sailor, 4985. The under 12 champion for Southern California in Sabbaths. Maggie, 7286. She's in high school. Lorelei's 7th or 8th grade, I'm not sure. Wow, look at this angle on Theo. Nice. Race 1, Luffin. Bella kind of lee stern Theo here. Theo sails 420s, dabbles in the 29ers a little for fun. He got 4th place in the North Series. I think Celeste got 3rd. She got 3rd place in the Sabbath Lowell North Series this year. Theo got 4th in that series, so we mix it up a lot. Maggie, Celeste. So we got Celeste in 1st here, Theo in 2nd, Maggie probably 3rd. So these guys in lasers, these 2 right here, these Sabbath sailors, these are some of their first laser regattas they've ever done. This, maybe their 2nd. And they're coming to this buoy. It's a little bit confusing. Current is going against her. It's making her go away from me, and that's giving her a little header in the light spots. The current is pushing her sideways. But she's still lifted. She's still closer to the mark on starboard. See, the mark is there, so she's better just to wait. She could see Lorelei under the boom looking quite good coming in here from the left. Lorelei she's a little loose there. That boat there is a little loose. You got to bend the mast quite a bit on these things. But Theo might have her on starboard. Really, the best place to get good at sailing is Sabbath A Fleet. The current is stronger than I thought, dude. They are struggling. Cool. This is a lot of fun. You can see they're struggling to make it around the mark. So that's probably your indicator. Wow, Theo just squeaked.
Come back, over.
That's your indicator that the current is adverse or against you going upwind. Now, I don't want you guys adjusting the Vang a ton downwind. You can just be spinning circles, you know, like pulling it on, letting it off, everything, and then you miss a puff and all of a sudden you think the Vang was the reason. So, but she does not have a bouncy enough leech, and I'm nitpicking here. These are literally brand new laser racers. Oh, it's starting to bounce a little, but her Vang is a little tight. Number 8 is anybody's mast bending. That's one thing to look for. Yeah, see, you can see her mast bending. So that's probably an indicator of still too much Vang on, but she's flying. She might have gained. Oh, this doesn't look too bad. I would be a fraction looser if I could on this Vang. Again, I'm not being critical. These guys are sailing awesome, and they're brand new laser race. Oh, this is the biggest puff of the day coming right here. Maggie's just about to take off. Yeah, yeah. She's just starting to feel it right now. Now, downwind is going to feel lighter than it is. I don't know if you can answer that if you're watching. Why would that be? Let's hypothetically say that the wind is going 1/2 a knot in the same direction as you. It's like being on the people mover at the airport. You're going to feel 1/2 a knot less wind right now than you would if there was no current at all. If you had no current at all right now, you would feel that 1/2 a knot. But since the current is moving you 1/2 a knot away from the wind, you're going to feel less wind on the boat. So that means you have to power up more. You have to sail more aggressively. Yeah, see, that vang's just a little tight. Let me see if I can find anybody that look. None of these guys look loose enough on the vangs. Maggie's boom, her sail's luffing actually. Her sail's luffing. She needs to go lower. Her boom is too far out. Bang's too tight on this guy's boat. His boom needs to go out. If your main sheet is dangling behind you, that's definitely Vang too tight. Her main sheet is really solid going from the stern, so her Vang is probably a little looser. I like that Lorelai's like all over the place here trying to find something. This guy actually has decent wind right here, and I'm looking at this flag right here. Okay, I don't think it's a righty coming. I think that that flag is the same direction as it was before. Bella, maybe a little looser Vang. Theo, a little looser Vang. They might have their Vangs too short. A lot of people put these damn handles on just a little too short. Lorelai's the only one that's really going by the lead. I think she's gaining. I think she's going much. So we're looking at the flag over there. We're looking at her going, uh-oh. Look how dead these guys are. You can see Celeste is starting to get, she sees it already. She sees it already. Yeah, and she's trying to work low so that she can jibe, get out from under those guys. Race 1, first run, Celeste just kept looking back and just got by the lead. I think she just learned a lot. Now we look at the flag, it's going the same direction, it's pointed right at us. See how you can't see the orange flag? That means it's coming straight at us. If we could see a lot of the flag, it would mean the wind was one way or the other. I'm trying to guess here. I think this one is further upwind. So we'll see how this goes here. I think she's gonna actually round after those guys. That's okay. I think it looks pretty, there's a couple of victories up there that are, got plenty of power. So I like what she's doing. Yeah, see how they're gonna round now? And she's still got another 2 boat lengths to go. So that one was further upwind. Everybody should have taken note of that back there. Here goes Bella. Oh, Theo. Just push, you know, first race. Oh yeah. Oh, wow. Wow. Is that a huge variety? No. No, because the flag hasn't changed directions. Yeah, so that's all right. She's being smart. She just rounded into clear air, got around the boats, and is now headed across to keep it close. Race 1, and you know, it's 4 knots. And I think these guys have gained. Maggie in the orange right here is just really high. Oh, Bella's out here on the hard left. I look at this flag and it just does not show lefty. So, oh yeah, they're just starting to come back down. Yeah, yeah, look at that. Maggie playing a shift. She was lifted, lifted, lifted. Talked about that earlier. When you're headed, you want to accelerate a little, or at least keep your sail from luffing as you get the header, and then gain height if you think you're going to get lifted back up. You don't want to foot into lifts. But if you're way lifted, you do not want to pinch into headers, that's for sure. So when you're on a big lift, make sure the boat's got the speed ramped up a little, at least standard speed, no slower, because you got to get to the next ship. You're not footing necessarily when you're on a big lift, but you are not pinching. The flag's no longer pointed at the gates. It's blowing. This is a left wind shift. See how the flags are blowing there and the buoys are over there now? So that means this end is where you want to finish in a lefty. That's what you're aiming for. These guys definitely look lifted here on port. Coming into the finish of race 1. Maggie has a looser outhaul than Bella, so I'm probably going to have her ease, although she is in 4th right now. Otto's out here on a decent angle. Maggie's got a much looser outhaul. We'll probably go a tiny bit. Oh, it must be 2 laps. Ooh. Shoot. Celeste out here just being really patient. I think she's just trying to find something. The water looks very disturbed over there. The wind is not. It's like you can see a lot of streaks in the wind. And I'm not sure how they're doing here. Here's Maggie, Bella. Oh, light. Race 1 still. But it looks like Celeste's just, we learned the right is not good. Wow. We do keep an eye on that windsock over there. That's showing like 3 knots. It's kind of hard to see here because the wind is going left over there, but it's showing about 3 knots up that high. Here's Celeste. Now what you do is you heel the leeward and you start barely letting the tiller go. And then you turn hard and roll really early. You just rip the boat way the heck over. Nice and smooth. See how Bella does here? That's all right. I think this is Alex from Mission Bay Yacht Club. Race 1. I think Alex went from about 7th to 2nd. Looks like Vesper's getting back into the race here. Okay, this race would have been abandoned in any normal regatta because we just went through a period of about 0 to 1 knot. But yeah, most regattas they would have had to abandon. You don't want to race races in under 3 knots, under 2 knots especially. And in a lot of cases under 5 knots or 4 or something. So this got down to 0 and stuff for a while. This race is taken forever. And the funny thing is Celeste, she was quarter mile ahead, now has both 2nd and 3rd right on her tail. So there are good things about every race. Coming to the finish of race 1, the current has gotten stronger. Much bigger concentric rings on this side. Yes, current's gotten stronger. So that's why the upwind legs are so painful. Wow, look at their port tack angle going straight up towards the finish. This is a great little end to race 1 here. Looks like Bella might be 2nd, Celeste 3rd now. Checking the line sight. The line has not changed at all. My safe line sight is the first big door right there. It's my safe line sight. Wow, current's pretty strong. That's the safe line sight. I'm checking it now because I don't want to, once they finish. That's the safe line sight on that big door there. So you can be going full speed ramped up at the gun, lined up with that door, and it'll take you about 1.5 seconds to get to the line. Yeah, windsock blowing almost straight at us now after race 1, and look at this flag. It was blowing that way during that race, and look at it now blowing that way. So they're gonna have to move the marks. Coming up on race 2, I think they moved the pin down too much. The current's pushing people into the pin. The line side is it's almost the midway aircraft carrier. Yeah, the line side is the midway aircraft carrier right there. Okay, so if you're lined up with the midway bow, you're probably over. There's a hotel, low-lying hotel just to the right of the midway. So you're going to be, oh, okay, the Fish Market restaurant has a low-lying green roof right behind that sailboat that sails up. Yeah, you're going full speed, lined up with that.
warning, 15 seconds.
Lined up
before.
with that restaurant right in there with the green slanted roof there. Full speed right there. Race 1 minute, and there's a cruising boat right there that is not luffing. He's pointed up the bay, and he is not luffing, and he has his Genoa out. So believe it or not, and the flag, the windsock is showing left. So I would be, look at these guys. Yeah, at 2 minutes I told them to check their kelp. 2 minutes, board up and down really hard, make sure they didn't have kelp. Pin end is favored for sure, and it's not going right. Looking at that cruising boat with his Genoa out and it's not luffing, and he's got power. So I would just be starting down here, squeezing under 190, 178, and Theo should have slowed down there and let Celeste get away. What a great move. Now that might have looked like she was over right there, 4985, but that sound signal took a little bit of time to get to us. Let's say a second to get to us from here. So when we heard the sound signal, it was actually 1 second after they'd actually hit zero on the committee boat. And then Theo did good, but did you see that move? Did you see that move? Yeah, that's what, a 12-and-a-half-year-old?
Well,
2 had to be abandoned because the weather mark was dragging. I would normally take a little range off of that weather mark from the committee boat or from the pin, and then be able to tell if it's dragging again. Less than 1 minute to go right here. The wind is very light at the line, but I actually see a little wind line here. I'm wondering if that's just different current on the other side of this little streak. Theoretically, the current should be very strong, going right to left. Oh, goodness gracious. Yeah. Looks like pretty good wind. The current's going to be strong. The windsock is showing about 4 knots right on the other side of that boat, and it's showing left. They got 30 seconds to go, and they've got these couple of boats coming in right here. This ought to be entertaining. You got to see all this stuff. So we'll see if it affects anybody. Anybody who it affects should just understand that that's why we practice, because good sailors see that stuff and it doesn't affect them. Oh my God, this pennant is favored by country fire. Not a country mile, but a lot. Look at Theo having to hike. It's actually 5 knots. Very shifty day. Celeste is easily crossing. That's what the Sabbath A fleet does for you. It makes it so you can get in a laser and be good, especially in light air. Theo's gonna get a lot of bad air here. Not bad. Now you have to be on the edge of uncomfortably forward. So you gotta sit far enough forward where you start to go, oh, this sucks. Because otherwise your stern drags. And you want the full length of the boat in the water. You want the bow touching the water and the stern. You can almost never get the stern just resting in the water. It's almost always dragging.
Copy, thank you.
But you do have to be uncomfortably forward in light air. You got to be 3/4 of the way up the centerboard. Celeste is the one in bad air. Theo's in clear air. Theo should be footing towards Celeste a fraction. Trying to go fast forward. He's not going to lose anybody on the left, so he shouldn't be doing much. Not protecting this time. Here's the windward mark. What do you see? So what would you have to be doing right now? You have to be starting to power your boat up. You got to get some speed before this stuff starts to get into all this waves. So you just stay calm now, but definitely want to be prepared for all this chop. It looks like the guys on the right are going to get around it, but it's still very disturbed water. Great race, race 2. Now the current is sideways. This is what we said on the board this morning. The current would be sideways to the race course. Oh, she should cross him all the way. Very good. See what she did? She crossed him all the way and she let him go inside of him. That was really smart. That's her second smart move now for race 2. Race 2 got abandoned after the first, and she pulled off a great, go back and look at it. The start where she pulled off a great move. Uh-oh, 179, 168 is in trouble. You guys have to put some in the bank over there, you guys, like Lorelei did. 161016. Forrest is just, I think Forrest is doing circles. Maggie rounding third. Good. Oh, Bella, look at Bella coming in here. She was like 7th just a little bit ago, and she just sailed so good. Number 8 on board. Nice. Good race. Race 2. We still got a lot of work to do on our vang lengths. I just think both these vangs, especially Theo right here, just can't get his vang loose enough. It doesn't need to be much more, but the leeches have to bounce. Her leech is starting to bounce a little, but the sail has to go whoop, 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 like that. Kind of like this boat. Kind of like Vespers might be. There you go. Vespers kind of heeled the leeward, headed up, heel the windward, start rolling back down a little. You got to try things once in a while to see if you can get moving. And then there's the gates. Kind of hoping they did a one-lapper, man. Okay, I'm a little confused, but race 3, I'm not sure what the course is. They made the weather mark really short. And the flags have been swinging back and forth. Just a second ago, that flag was blowing way from the left. Oh, it is. Look at this boat. Look at Theo. He's close hauled and he's not even able to make the line hardly. These boats are in deep trouble. Deep, deep, deep trouble. Oh, now look at Vesper, just got a huge righty. Okay. It is really shifty today. Luckily, this is the best wind we've had all day, I think. About 5 knots. And we'll see if it's course 1 or course 2. Race 3, those boats were not in deep trouble back there. They're a little off the line back there. Luciana 449, a little off the line. Oh gosh. Oh. Current is strong, everybody. Nice. That was a really good little circle. Race 3 of the Luffin, and you know, this has just been a day where everything has changed every race. But you're going downwind into the gates and you look right here. What is this? Lefty or righty? And has he got wind? Unless he's got his engine on, he's got wind. So you should see that. You should be going around that gate over there and heading that way. So remember, you've got to look upwind. Your coaches tell you all the time to look upwind. That's one thing you're looking for. And everybody's going around that gate. So it might have just been obvious, but 1 and 2 went around that way. They should be tacking. Maybe dig into it a little bit. Yeah, Celeste is trying to get across and tack. So she'll go that way a ways. She can always tack again, but she's just gonna step up and make sure not that no righty comes in. I mean, the next ship is likely a monster righty. It has gone every direction. So she's safe on the left. A couple of boats went around on the right, and she's just gonna go that way for a little while. And Bella did the same thing. Pretty good wind. The windsock is a little better. You can't see it really, but it's not right. It's not come to the right. That last start was comical because the kids all came to me and they're like, oh my God, it was left with 1 minute to go. And then all of a sudden it was a huge righty with 30. So then we jived around and then it was left again. It's so funny. All the things you have to know how to do in sailboat racing and all the things you have to, it's the game board changes every single race. This has been in favor by a long way. Vesper should have reached more before she pinned. She should have reached off and got flow. She's still too high. Look at Forrest gonna port tack the fleet easy. Vesper went too high. She should have reached there, accelerated. Theo, good job. Theo getting out of there. Yeah, so just didn't quite press enough to accelerate here, but doing well because it's such a big lefty. Yeah, just pinching. Windward telltale shouldn't be moving at all right now. Windward, she needs to see that windward telltale on 14180. Windward telltale should be almost perfectly straight backward, put to bed. See how it's moving? It's dancing too much. You gotta put it to bed until you're moving fast. Now she's kind of up to speed, so it might be okay. But in the speed building mode, that windward telltale can't move at all. Wow, Celeste just totally not a good start. The lefty fooled her a little, and here she is. But again, windward telltale moving, you guys. Race 4 coming to the last beat. Theo, 0178. Just might win this race. He's had great starts. He's had good speed, except when the wind gets really light. And what we've worked on is reading the leading edge of his sail. If it looks too flat, he's out a little. And make sure he's getting the telltales flying. Also heeling a little more in this light air. Celeste just did a penalty turn. She's probably still third in the penalty turn.
Under a minute for the warning.
Great job, Theo. Just sticking with it.
And we're still in the...
I don't know if you can see the current on there, but you can see the rings on that side. Little tail on the other. And you can see, you look at the race committee boat and look at the trees above the flag, you'll see I'm moving. There's not much wind, I'm telling you right now. You see how quickly I'm moving? That's not a lot, but it makes the upwind legs longer, the downwind legs shorter. It makes people hit the pin, potentially, but the pin end's not favored right now. Out here, there's still wind out here. 1 minute to go for the last race. If you look up there, it is kind of a drifter. Spinnakers hanging, boats barely moving up there. Oh, look at this. So I would be starting down in the middle left here. There is a ton of wind where I am. I think I got in her way. She might have spooked the herd too early. Gosh, Theo started really well today. Oh, is she gonna make that? So we've learned a lot today. Vesper first. We got her to put her windward telltale to bed a little more. Sailing a little hotter upwind, you know, just a little bit further off the wind than what she wanted to do. Barely. And then Celeste second, Theo third. So Theo really finished strong here. And almost to our last video. pressure. I think the highlight of the day was Theo winning both the last 2 races after struggling on the first 3 races a little. Round the weather mark in the top 2 and then lose a bunch of boats. And then the last 2 races bounce back with a couple bullets. He was moving his body more in and out, and he was playing his main sheet a little more and not pitching. And then when it got light air, he was paying attention to his telltales a little more, and that was great. But overall, it was a good day, really good mixed up results.
One, two, three. Yeah, Clara!
Yeah, wash that beef lead off.